On day 2 of Mark's visit, we played 6-ball and 9-ball on 2 different tables. But we got to the pool room late because I had to do some running around town first, and we didn't get there till 2, and they closed at 4, so we only had 2 hours to play. The idea of using 6-ball was to get us back in rhythm and stroke. And, Mark has excuses. He's been flying all over the country, and he was probably jet-lagged. But I don't know. I wasn't playing up to my potential, but neither one of us were, so we used 6-ball to see if that would help us find a rhythm and a stroke, and I don't think it worked too well. I think we felt rushed, and the camera was rolling, and we needed to capture something to entertain you guys a little bit. We had our moments of, greatness, but they were few and far between. And again, with only 2 hours, we did the best we could for you guys. Most of his time here was spent drinking expensive beer and just sitting around and telling each other crazy stories from the past. It was good. Life was good.
Right. I started to walk over and do that. I'm like, yep.
And house rules here are, and these are developed by me, of course. If you make the money ball on the break, and both of you agree to spot it, and you don't get ball in hand, you can either re-rack or spot it. But you both have to agree. Right? So if one of you disagrees, then it gets re-racked and you start again. And it does count as a game. So there you saw me making the 6 on the break. And with 6-ball, that's, actually pretty much with every pool game, it's just luck. They usually get kicked around before they find their way to the pocket, and there's no scientific way to do that.
That was a brave shot. I'm glad you missed. 17-16.
Should have perfect shape here to get on the 6. The issue with this shot is it's a scratch shot, so you have to know that and figure out a way to either. You want to come up short of the side pocket here, not long, because it's going to go too far if you go in. And that was done very well. You can't see it, but he came up short of the pocket. He could have bounced off the rail a little bit more, but he's going to just.
Yes, it was. It was a very cheap. Yeah, it's
Yeah, that was
18-19.
full blown kind of gets you out.
Mark's primarily a one-pocket player, and here's a one-pocket shot that doesn't come up a whole lot in other games. And it does sometimes, but I'm always worried about shooting it because I'm worried that the object ball is going to come off that rail and bang into the cue ball. But one-pocket players know how to get that cue ball out of the way. I mean, it comes up every day. So it's a game. And I just kind of tend to try to avoid that shit. And he banged the 4 out of the way, which was really good. So he shoots a 3 and gets a little bit too far on the left side of the court, which is easy to do because you're all alone. So now the whole object is to get right on the 5-ball, and he does that great too, but he's going to have to go down to the top short rail here and come back. This is a tricky shot on any table, but when you're not well familiar with the table, it's even more tricky. And here's where a local player who plays in the same house all the time has an advantage. Eventually, after doing what Mark just did, to not use top and go 2 rails and then you got to draw it back off the short rail. But he recovered well, and he did that well. There was a chance of a scratch there, but he avoided that too, so that was pretty well done. And we're going to break away here to a graphic. And I'm doing this to show you how I'm struggling, but a bigger reason is to show you how deceiving this pattern is. And lot of guys screw this up and they really don't know why. They just blame it on having a bad day. But this is more difficult than it looks like. And that's because it all comes down to the angle you get on the 4, whether or not you're going to get out right here. But even with that, there's a little bit more to it than meets the eye. You have to get the right angle on the 5, and it's a little bit bigger than most guys think it is. Usually you see an amateur player shooting and they get right on the 4, but then they're playing to get straight in on the 5, and they also come back on the long side, which theoretically is correct, but in the case where I'm shooting this 5 ball from the right side, I'm getting on the left side of the 4 in the right angle to get all the way back down table. I'm going to the short side of the 5, but I still need the right angle on the 5. If you get straight in on the 5, you're going to be screwed on the 6. So it's not going to help you to be moving the cue ball all over the table just to wind up stuck. Whether you come up on the long side of the 5, which would be this side, or the short side of the 5, which would be this side, you have to get about a foot off that bottom rail in order to get a shot in the side pocket for the 6. Does that make any sense? And then to push it further, whether you shoot to come up short of that 5, which is really, really dangerous. I really recommend hitting that bottom rail and bouncing off it. Or, you use the rail and get, to try to get right on the 5. No matter what you do, you have to get about a foot off the rail to get right on the 6 if you intend to shoot the 6 in the side pocket, which is the correct way to do it. Now, there is one more option, and that's to use the side rail. But if you decide to do that, you've just eliminated the short end rail. So you're going to have to hit it absolutely perfect, just like in this graphic right here. And you're going to have to be the wanderlust of pool to do it right 10 times out of 10. And if you go too long, you're going to wind up with this. And there's not a person watching this video that hasn't wound up with this. So you're not the only one. It took me about 100,000 times of doing this to realize that I shouldn't try to use the side rail on this shot. So let my misery be your guide. You don't have to do it wrong 100,000 times. You can only do it wrong 50,000 times. So you will improve your game much faster than I improves my game. I screw it up and get a little bit too straight, and I get an angle, but it's not enough of an angle. And the cue ball winds up dying off the short rail, and then I wind up having to shoot a long shot on the 6, long and straight, and you'll see what happens. Oh, God, this is good. That's that dead part?
Right.
Yeah, right, John. Alright, this is classic John Disque, and I've been stressing this from the start of making these videos until now, and I'm probably going to keep on stressing it for the rest of my life. I'm long and straight in on the 6. And this shot, although it looks simple, is not simple. It calls for a straight stroke. And I'm about 2.5 feet from the object ball. And another 5 feet to the pocket. You have to have a straight stroke to consistently make this shot. So what you need to do here is back up a couple feet, take a really, really good look, and find the line. And then you're going to step into the shot with your stick straight up in the air, down on the shot, and on the line. Now, at this point, if it doesn't feel right, stop and stand up, step back a couple feet again, and recycle that pattern. That's your pre-shot ritual, and it will work if you have a straight stroke. If you have a flawed stroke, you're going to have problems, and you need to go back and work on your stroke. If you watched my 6-ball video, you know the object of the break is to make these corner balls. But they're not going straight in. They're going 4 rails around the table and in the pocket of, the side that the rack on. So keep your eye on the 5-ball.
I don't know what you want to say, but.
And it kind of runs out of gas at the end. So that's the right brake side. You just need to brake them a little bit harder. Now lift marker Gravy out here.
Okay.
And he chooses to get down below the 2, which is the correct thing to do. You don't want to risk scratching here. So he's putting a little bit of right-hand English on this and going below the 2. It was a good shot. And now he winds up in a position where it doesn't look like it on video, but the 3 is makeable inside. He just has to cut it, and he should get good on
That's too hard. Whoa! Whoa! I want to go back up the table.
So if you're going to shoot this in the corner down here, closest pocket to us, that's a crazy shot. That's too thin of a cut, so he's going to cut it right in. He plays it right. Oh, put quite enough left-hand English on that, but I think he's okay here. I can't really tell. 5 is sitting right in front of the pocket, so he just. Well, the 6 was in the way, so he had to get below the 6, but it was well done. Now, because you're shooting this thin, I would draw this back to just be perfect. He lets it get away from him right here.
Oh, come on.
And yeah, that's the danger of that.
I did that. I'm expecting to be
Can't tell
right
if he
there.
could have
My
drew it back to
goodness.
the right-hand side right there. But
Yeah.
this is a tester, but he makes it. In fact, he probably does. Yeah, he made it hard on himself, but he got up. Good shooting there.
It was looking like I wasn't going to like it. I got it.
Now look where I'm putting the 5-ball again in the right-hand corner. So keep your eye on that 5-ball. He makes it. It almost ran out of gas, but it winds up getting there, so he should be good. This is the whole key to 6-ball on this break. If you can figure out the break in 6-ball, you should be running the break. See the 6 or see the 5? It just takes off the rail and boom.
It was not.
Here's another issue I've been stressing from the start. I'm about to shoot the 3-ball to get on the 4, to get on the 5, and to get on the 6. So why is my stick on the table, and why am I at the exact opposite side of the table when I'm about to shoot the 3, and we're going to break away to a graphic, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing. If you've been around pool for any length of time, there's no doubt that you have wondered how the hell the pros are making it look so damn easy when you go out and play and it's like pulling your own teeth. And this is it, guys. This is the whole key to pool, and this is how the pros are making it look so easy. So pay strict attention to this right here. This is what they know that most of you guys don't know, and they're not real quick to share it. Alright, I'm looking at the 4-ball line, and that's what I'm trying to get on. But actually, I want to be on a little bit on the left-hand side of the 4-ball, not real far to the left, just right on the line, but a little to the left. Now, normally I could shoot to play the line and get exactly on the line, hit a stop shot, and just shoot the 5 and roll up on the 6. But I can't do that here because obviously it's a scratch right in the side if I try to do that. So I have to come up short of this line by shooting to get right about here on this rail, and I have to be careful here. And in order to do this, I have to spin the cue ball with a little bit of left-hand English to shoot the 3 and hit off this rail and increase the angle just a hair to come up short of the side pocket and roll up short of the 4-ball line and to the left-hand side of this, so I can draw straight back when I'm shooting a 4, be a little bit on the left-hand side of the 5-ball line, and just roll up for a shot on the 6-ball. That's it. That's all there is to pull. If you can manage to do that, and that's a mouthful, then you can be an incredible pool player. This is what the pros are doing. This is what they have mastered. There's no big secret. There's no secret aiming thing or banking thing or eyesight thing or stroke thing. You have to have a straight stroke and you have to understand this strategy.